what we need to do in Capture One. First of all, we need to make the skin tones uniform. You can see the brownish rich skin, of which I love this skin a lot, and also you can see our hands having that color, and also this on top of our nose compared to the rest part of the image. So we're going to make the skin uniform, the skin color uniform, and then work on the hair and work on the background. So let's get started. The first thing first, let's grab the new adjustment layer. So I'm going to create a new adjustment layer, but a new fill adjustment layer. And if you hit M on the keyboard, you're going to see that the mask is covering everything. So whatever adjustment we're making is going to affect the whole image. Okay, so now since we have that, I'm going to go to the white balance and select the white balance sample, and I'm going to select the teeth. So let's select the teeth, which is supposed to be white, and it's going to give us this. You can see, and you can just, one thing about Capture One, you can keep selecting and it's going to give you the color you want, unlike Photoshop. So you can see before and after, and we can turn off our before and after here, but not just a little different. And I think I like it like this to maintain the integrity of the image. So now I'm also going to work on the highlights and the shadows. So let's work on the highlight. Let's bring down the white a little bit, and the brightness just -2, and also the highlights. Let's bring up the highlights, like 10 should be fine. Okay, since we have this, I'm going to bring down the shadows and the black just a bit to give it more contrast, and we're going to raise this up in no time. So let's just get the whiteness or the exposure out of the way. So I'm going to grab another new empty layer, and I'm going to click this mask tool. So it's just a magic brush tool, and it selects similar colors. So I'm going to increase and select the skin tones. Alright, so I just selected the skin tones. So you can just just click and it's going to select. And let's hit M on the keyboard to hide and show. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this brush eraser tool, and I'm going to erase it from the lips and the teeth. So I'm just going to hit and erase from the teeth. Let's make it smaller and make the brush flow and bring it back, and then we're going to just clean and remove it from the lips like that, just because the lips is red. And I'm also going to remove it from the nose, so like that. Alright, so now we can continue. Now you can hit M on the keyboard. Now where we're going to go to adjust the skin color is to go to the color editor, and under the color editor you see the skin tone panel, and now you're going to select this sampler tool. This is how to use it. You pick the place you want all the skin color to look like. In this case, I either pick the nose side or I pick this place. Now once you pick this side, notice where the range is, so you can drag it all the way up, and if you want to see where it's the selected, you can see view selected color, and it's going to show ash, but you can see that that's the places that are not selected are the rest part that are not having colors. So I'm going to turn this on. Now what you need to adjust is the uniformity. You need to increase the hue and the saturation, but the skin is not too saturated. We're going to increase the hue first, so let's take it forward and it's going to look the same. You can see the difference. So let me turn it off and on. You can see that it's starting to resemble the color of the body. If I exaggerate it, you are going to see the difference. Okay, so let's not take it, let's take it somewhere like 90 or 85. Let's leave it at 90, and I'm going to increase the saturation as well. So it's going to make the saturation equal. It's not actually adding saturation, it's just blending the saturation of the skin. Okay, so make sure it's looking, if you take it too much, it's going to look unreal. Okay, so you're just going to increase it just a little bit, and then it's going to be like this, and then you can increase the lightness if you want, and it's just going to blend the lightness together. So I'm just going to leave it somewhere there, and then we go to the lightness above, which is the amount. So what amount of hue uniformity you are putting in. If you take it forward, it's going to look yellow. If you take it back, it's going to look red. Let me show you. Now it's going to look red, and now this is going to look yellow. Again, you see, so I want this one, so I'm not going to take it too much. make it too much. I'm just going to take it to this side, and you can increase the saturation also, and it's just going to give it a rich tone. So how amazing. Let's see the before and after. You can see the before, and then you can see the after. So one more thing we need to do, let's just say one more thing. I'm going to select the air, so grab the magic tool and select the air. So I'm going to hit M to show the selected color range. Alright, so I just finished selecting the air. I'm going to hit M, and for that, let's name this skin tone. I'm going to name this air, HAIR, hit enter. And I think this is white balance, so we know. Now I'm going to close this color tab, and let's go to the level 1, 3, and I'm going to close it and go to the eye dynamic range, and then mess around with the shadows. Let's take it down. We take it up, it's gonna look, we'll take it down -5 and bring down the blacks, and I'm gonna go ahead and increase the contrast just a bit and bring down the brightness as well. So we're just making the skin stand out the more, and desaturate. So this is why I want to dive in. I want to desaturate it because I see some other colors in the image. So desaturating it, and now we can bring up the shadows. Okay, so let's bring up the shadows and the black now, and bring up the lightness as well. But since we desaturated it, I think that's okay. So let's work on the teeth. I'm going to create another adjustment layer, new empty adjustment layer, and I'm going to name this one teeth, TEETH, hit enter, and I'm going to grab the brush tool, and I'm going to paint. So but let's grab the magic brush tool and just paint on the teeth, and hit M on the keyboard. Is going to show us the range. So grab the brush, the eraser brush, and I'm going to erase it from this side. All right, so now let's continue. I want to work on the teeth, like I said. So what we need to do is to decrease the saturation as well of the teeth, and you can see how fast it is to get the teeth looking white. So just decrease the saturation. You can increase the highlight and the white, how beautiful it's looking. Okay, so we can also increase the brightness, and it becomes the center. Okay, so this one now we can grab a new fill layer, which is is filling everywhere. I'm going to go to the color. Let's close the eye dynamic range, go to color editor, and then go to the basic. I'm going to grab this end tool. Of course I know it's blue, but I'm just going to select it, and then I'm going to increase the saturation of that. And now also let's go ahead and increase the saturation of the skin, so we have it like this, and let's give it some contrast with the curve. So I'm going to take this up, not too much, and take this down like this. Okay, so I guess we have something darker. Well, we can decrease the opacity of that. Let's increase the brightness then a bit like this. All right, so the saturation. All right, so we have something. You have something good. We can go ahead with the clarity and give it some structure. So giving it some structure, and not too much, just like that. And what else do we need to do? I think we are done with that. I'm going to go ahead, go to the enhancement, which is the refine, and I'm going to sharpen a bit, just a bit. I'm going to sharpen it like this, and now we have it. So we can go ahead and export to Photoshop and start working on the image. Okay, so see you in Photoshop.